Good afternoon, Women of Purpose. I have a short little encouragement I wanted to jump on and give really quick. I only have a few minutes because I have to go get the kids from school, and naturally, David stripped himself the second we walked in the door. But I knew if I didn't quickly make time to do this, that it would get put off and put off and put off. And I see my track record that it can go weeks with a word that I want to share. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Um, Yesterday, I started finally really start preparing to have this baby. I started went to the storage shed. I got some stuff out. I moved some things out of my living room to make room for him. I did already build his cabinet, which I already talked about a few weeks ago, but I started making other preparations for him. And we had a recliner chair that the twins broke last year. And for 1 year, this recliner has sat into my living room broken. We had to put it up against the wall because if not, when you sat down into it, you couldn't get back out of it. It was it leaned all cockeyed, and I'm the kind of mom to where as long as they're not going to get hurt, I just kind of let them go. I'd rather clean up a mess than just lose my temper. I'm not saying I don't lose my temper and scream a lot, but sometimes I got to pick my battles. So they would jump on this chair and flip it back and forth. I'm sure so many of you guys have seen my videos and you've seen the way they can destroy things. And well, it eventually broke the chair. Many a times, David and I have tried to fix this chair. Even my cousin Betty has come over at times and she's like, well, if we can't fix it, if we can't take it apart, because we actually just tried taking it apart to bring it out, she's like, let's try to fix it. And even she sees the problem, but we couldn't get it fixed. And so yesterday I got to the point to where I was flipping this thing all over. I was trying my hardest to figure out what can I do to get this chair out of the living room, because I wanted to bring in my rocker that my in-laws had bought me for when I was expecting the twins. It's smaller, it's simpler, and it's not broken, so I can actually sit into it and rock him. And I'm thinking, it got to the point, and I'm lifting it upside down, I'm rolling it over, I'm popping the chair out. So it finally got to the point where I was starting to get hurt. I was starting to hurt because I was overexerting myself. And so I'm like, okay, this is my last chance. I don't know what else to do. I'm going to try one more time, because at this point I have to call it quits. I didn't know I was going to tell David bring a chainsaw inside or something and just like literally saw it in half. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and when I say we have tried to fix this chair at least, I don't know, I'm going to say at least a dozen times. And that's just between me and David, not anybody else that's looked at the stupid recliner. All of a sudden, when I finally get to the point where I am completely exhausted, completely have no idea what to do, I find a little piece of paper stuck up inside the chair, like kind of folded in. It was actually folded over, and you see the staple marks. Now, I could not see or feel this paper all the times that I had tried before. And all of a sudden it says to assemble, which I was not trying to assemble, but right under that it says to remove. And it simply said all you have to do is take a flathead screwdriver, put it in between the clip, and pry it apart. It was simple as that. And when I say it popped right out of place, and I was trying to manhandle this. Even David at times has literally tried to rip the chair apart. I had the twins jumping on one end while I was holding the other, just trying to break it. Anything you could think to do, I was trying to do. I was desperate at this point. Get this stupid broken piece of furniture out of my home. I needed to make room for the new. I needed to make new for what I could actually fulfill my purpose. And right as I was giving up, here come the instruction manual. Proverbs 16:20 says, whoever gives heed to instruction prospers, and blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord. Had I not decided one more time to give it a go, just one more time, even though I was done tired, I was done hurting, I was done frustrated, I did everything I could think of. I had the drills out, I was doing everything you could think of, looking into it with screwdrivers, having the twins help me, everything. And right as I said, okay, one more time, I'm going to give it a go. One more time before I get desperate and make David bring a chainsaw in here. And here I felt this little nugget, this little piece of paper that I had never felt any of the other times before. And with one simple instruction, the entire broken piece of furniture came apart, and I was able to remove it from my home to bring in the new. See, I knew not to bring in the rocking chair, the ones I rocked my twins in, the good one, until the old went out, because I knew if I did, it would just become junk upon junk. I had nowhere to actually put it because it needed to go in the place where the broken recliner was. One instruction, one small, one simple, out of all the hard things I was trying to do, all the complicated things I was trying to do, it was one, I have to remind myself, one instruction. And it was so simple. And be honest with you, I physically laughed when I read how easy it was to take apart. But because I didn't have the knowledge, because I didn't have the understanding, it was hard for me. And I was manhandling this thing and rolling it. But the moment the instruction came and I heeded the instruction, it was literally as simple as unbuttoning a button, basically. Some of our situations have been around for far too long. They're worn out, broken down, and useless. Some things we've kept around in our life and we know it's time to move it out. Some of these things we know we should no longer harbor and keep around us. And yet, because of familiarity, for one, two, work, because it's hard removing things from your life, and two, just not having the understanding, or maybe trying before and failing, you don't have the energy or the courage to try again. Here's my encouragement for you today. Ask the Lord for your instruction. One small, and it can seem so simple, instruction can change your entire life. And I know I'm using something simple as removing a recliner, but it spoke to me the moment it happened. The Lord just began to speak to me. One instruction changed my entire day. I went from being worn out and hurting to completely having this thing moved out, and as simple as, like I said, unbuttoning a button, basically. Ask the Lord for your instruction, and maybe you've asked before, and maybe you haven't got your instruction. Ask again. Time and time and time again, I have went after this recliner trying to move it out of the house. One small thing, one simple act can change your entire life. The whole dynamics of your home, and I'm talking like a spiritual home, not just a physical home. It can change the entire dynamic of your home. Had I kept trying to manhandle, I would have literally probably thrown myself into labor. Or I would have done something crazy as far as making David bring a chainsaw in and cutting this thing in half. And then I would have been in a really big mess with the dust and the saw and everything all over. So ask the Lord for the instruction, the kind of instruction that's going to help you remove the obstacles, remove the hindrance, remove whatever it is in your life that is taking up space, that is restricting new things from happening, new things from coming in. God has some new things he wants in your life, but he can't bring in the new until the old is taken out. So that's all I wanted to say, and I hope that spoke to you. I hope, that it can minister to somebody, because the instruction for your problem is already in place. And it's been there all along. The instruction is not going to change. The instruction will stay the same. It's just you've got to come into knowledge of it. It's just getting the instruction and getting the understanding. And what did Proverbs 16:20 said? He who heeds the instruction will prosper. You will prosper as soon as you get to that understanding, get that instruction. Be blessed, ladies.